Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It is me, and B-U-double-D. Why? Me and Buddy, that's why. This is legit USFL. This is our final show. We're going to tell you who's going to win the championship game. I'm going to talk about some of the stuff in the season. We'll discuss my record overall, 30-12 of the year. I know who's going to be the winner. We said it last show if you've been paying attention. But joining me as always, well, not joining me like this, but this is a special occasion. Buddy, Money, Thayer. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Mike, how you doing? Good to be here. Good to be in Bathangul. I'm doing this show, wow, live, like for real live.
Yeah, it's good to be in the bar. And we are both currently drinking.
This is a Whalers IPA Rise. This is an APA, actually, American Pale Ale by Whalers and right down in Wickford, Rhode Island. Beautiful brewery. They have various beers on draft, and they have Rise. They have Rise everywhere.
Gentleman Dave brought these by. That's who dropped these off.
It's a good beer.
He knows. Gentleman Dave knows not to bring me something that's going to be like fruity or
overwhelming. Yeah, right.
I can't. Like again, I want to taste it and I want to go beer.
Yeah, that's beer. Yeah, that's definitely beer.
I can't explain that to people. Like I don't want to taste it and go, oh, that's got like a very good blueberry. Like no, I want to go,
beers,
but I don't want that for beer. I want to go.
I used to say that too, Mike, but
that's beer.
My palate has evolved over the years, and I like.
That's the thing. Mine has, man. I'm an old curmudgeon.
Like I
want a goddamn beer.
The Sam Summer that I was drinking last week, those were really good too. But I gotta have something more.
I like a goddamn beer. So here we are in the finals, buddy. We can review the championship games from last week. Sure. There was one big surprise as far as we're concerned.
Oh yeah, definitely. Philly didn't live up to their name as being absolute losers.
I can't. Well, I can't. I don't understand how the. So all right. So the first game was Philly versus the Generals.
Right.
Now, Philly beat them 19-14. What happened in that game actually that was like
the Generals went in this game on fire. They scored points.
Special teams, right?
Right. I think it was about special teams.
They kicked. They had an 87-yard punt return.
Right. The Generals returned a punt.
No. It was,
and then immediately after Philadelphia, in the following series, Philadelphia did the same and returned it, and they took the lead with that and ended up winning the game.
So there were two special team touchdowns.
Yeah, there were two
on either team. So the score would have been 12. It brings us down to 12-7.
Right. The other score was scored by a 37-yard run by Case Cookus, the not so fantastic quarterback for the Philadelphia Stars. He started off the season throwing interceptions, being like lackluster, losing his first 3 games. But then he came to life and won 4 games in a row for them. So propelled them into the playoffs. But I don't know if he's got it to hold up.
How good is Philadelphia's defense then if they stop the Generals to no points in the first half?
They have a pretty good line. Their linebacker is one of the best in the USFL at interceptions, I believe, and their defense carried them, and their special teams. Oh my God, the guy who returned the punt is actually the league leader in the USFL in punt returns. So that makes a lot of sense.
All right, that was a surprise, and to quote us, I actually said if it ever ended up being where the Birmingham Stallions are facing the Philadelphia Stars in the championship, to bet your entire house, everything on Birmingham to at least win.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the odds on just betting to just win. I mean, you got to bet a lot to make any money. So if you bet 10, is that 10,000?
That's 10,000. Yep.
You would make 5,000. Now, that's how that works when you bet for the favorite.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you had $100,000, right? Why would you not bet the Stallions to make 51,000? So
that's big money.
Then let's just knock it down to our street level, buddy. If you got $100, why would you not want another $50?
Right, exactly. That's easy money.
All you got to do is put your $100 in a bet site for like a half hour or so, an hour, a couple hours, and then they're gonna give you back $50.
Yep.
Like, let's break it down. So Birmingham beat the Breakers, who I thought was probably the second best or third
best team.
They were close to being the second or third best team between them and the Generals. It was close at times.
They were at times. Earlier in the season, New Orleans had a really solid team, and they looked like they might challenge the Stallions at a championship run. However, Eric Slaughter fell apart in the end of the season. They had him benched at one time. He only ended up being the starter again because the guy they got to replace him got injured in the first 5 plays that he played for the Breakers. In this game, Eric Slaughter did what he does best, and he threw interceptions. And the Stallions did what they did best. They returned one of the interceptions for a touchdown, and then followed by their offense led by Jamar Smith. He just he opened it up to 7 different receivers. Multiple touchdowns. He ran the ball. They just ran all over New Orleans.
So they beat him by 14. So now cut to this game. It's tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Stallions. Again, this to me needs to be said. The Stallions are home. They're technically home.
Well,
they are. That's the thing. When their games have been tilted and tipped in their favor, and people don't want to admit that, because who's coming to the games? Well, people from around there. There's no really Philadelphia Star fans that are flying in.
Right, no.
So who's coming? The people from the Birmingham area.
Right.
So if you don't think that the Stallions have home games, you're an idiot. Because they get more cheering than they should get more cheering than anybody else, right?
But this isn't being played in Birmingham. This is being played in Canton, Ohio. This is being played at the NFL Football Hall of Fame in Canton,
That's true.
Ohio.
That's true.
So this is their first away game, technically, if you think about it like that.
All right. So then, how does that throw them off?
How many Birmingham fans are going to make the trip to Ohio?
Let me ask you this: how does that throw them off? You go from playing 10 games in a row where you're cheered for, to now you're in Canton,
the biggest game of the year.
And no one's cheering for you.
No one's there.
Because it gets filled with people that, if you're a salesman for Rice Aroni, they give you 2 tickets to the USFL championship. And people, you give them to somebody and they go and they don't even know the sport.
Right. No, let's just go and see a football game.
Because that's what's ruining the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is the whole first 400 rows of people that won things and they have no idea about the sport. Literally the first 400 rows of any sporting event, you should have to show proof that you've been a fan for X amount of years, that you're old, that you're really into it, that you know what's going on, that you're adept, or you're a family.
You're a fan.
I don't want to hear that you won some trip. Get out of here. Get out. You can't name 3 players. Get out.
Yeah, right.
All right. So the game's at 7:30 tomorrow night. The Stallions are favored by 4.5. The over-under is a very, very, very tricky one at 46, and I'll tell you why. Because Philadelphia was in a 19 to what was it, 12 again? Battle, 1914 battle. 2 touchdowns were special teams.
That is tough.
Those don't happen every game. Take them off the board. That's a 12-7 game. That's 19 points total. Kodesh, that's a lot of points.
An incredibly coincidental number too, 46, because the first time that these 2 teams played in week 5, I believe, the Stallions beat them by 30-17, which is 47 points. So I find it really coincidental that
47, right?
It's 46, yeah, right. Not ironic, but coincidental.
It's coincidental.
Coincidental, right? Right.
Coincidental is something I don't know. It's different. It's
Like
coincidental.
New Orleans and New Orleans, right?
Yeah, New Orleans, New Orleans.
New Orleans, right?
Let's see. So
week 5.
Yeah, when are they playing before that? They must have opened the season against them too, right?
No, they opened the season against the Generals, the Stallions.
But they hadn't played them twice in the season, no?
No, they only played them once. They played them week 5.
How does that work? When there's only 4 teams, they only play.
They played everybody, and then I think they played their divisional rivals, or their alleged divisional rivals. That's 4. Go down one more. Week 5.
Right there, Stallion Stars, 30 to 17.
Look at that.
And they never played them again?
But he did
Stallions.
No.
Stallions.
Yep.
Stallions.
Nope.
Stallions. Wow. Yeah, they made it 46.5. But you know what? They don't know what they're doing, Vegas. They don't know what to think of USFL.
They're going by the Week 5 matchup. That's what they're going by.
They don't know what's going on.
Which is a completely different team than what we're seeing today, I think. I think Cookus has come a little bit further than that.
And what did they win by?
Although Jamar Smith, he can throw the football. 30 to 17. So they won by what? 13 points.
Yeah, it's so all right. So here's I guess what we're saying. I'm gonna look directly in the camera. For this season, including last week's playoff conference championship games, I don't know what they call that shit. I'm 30-12.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, though, I've been 3-1 every week. I've been clicking around a 72 to 75 percentile. I've actually got a real good grip sense of the USFL, how it plays the teams. If you were looking for someone to give you advice on the USFL for some odd reason right now, it would be me. Next, it would actually be you. Mm-hmm. If I was out of town and you needed to know who to pick for USFL, Buddy Money there does not have a losing record by any means. He just doesn't have a 30-12. That's why we don't talk about it. And that's the truth. I mean, you're probably in the 20s,
right?
But which is a phenomenal thing.
It's good. It's good. It's not.
You're above 20-20. You're definitely above 50%, high above that, but maybe not 30, which is hard. Doesn't matter. What I'm saying is we both agree on this. Absolutely. Philadelphia is not that good. Not as good as Birmingham. Birmingham somehow proved this year to be the most professional team on both sides of the ball. Their offensive line, their defensive line, the running back, quarterback, receivers, the way it runs.
And mind you, their quarterback, the guy that's playing in this game, the guy who played in that last game, Jamar Smith, is that backup quarterback. And he throws like a starter all day long. He runs the ball. He throws the ball. He knows how to pick his receivers. He changes his receivers. He doesn't stick with one or two guys. He knows how to spread the ball across the field. He runs the ball. He doesn't throw a lot of picks. He does lead the league in touchdowns, I believe. Passing touchdowns, that is. He's all that in the bag of chips. And they have a good running game. And they have a stellar defense. And Cookus throws a lot of interceptions. He usually averages about 2 per game. So I don't know.
Let's say this. So first off, there's no way Birmingham loses the game.
I don't think so.
No,
I would bet. Yeah, I wouldn't say Birmingham's going to lose at all.
I'm too positive with this in this podcast. We've done this. We've done this over 10 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm talking about here. They're going to win. But the spread is another story. 4.5 over under 46. I want to tell you look, I would always think it would be the over in a championship game because you're going to want to try every trick play, everything you've ever thought of, right? But it is USFL, so I go, they didn't score a lot of points last week. Philadelphia really can't score points if you put pressure on them, I think, but Birmingham could run up 30 points. You never know. For the spread, I would say Birmingham minus 4.5, and oddly enough, under the 46.
I'm gonna definitely pick Birmingham with the point spread of 4.5. Oh God, that's a tough one.
But you understand, Philadelphia's going to score on Birmingham's defense. They only scored 6 points technically against
against the Generals. Yeah, they punt return. Yeah, so I'm going to go under. Yeah.
Because then you'd expect Birmingham to score almost 40 points. They're not
Yeah,
going to drop 40 points.
They
So
might
it's
they might do
even if it's
30.
like 35 to 7, we're still clear.
Right.
So that's like, don't expect it to be like that. By the way, it's just down to me and you in the championship. Everybody else has been eliminated.
I got tons of energy.
It's just me and you.
Just bitch slap me.
Yeah, just me and you. I'm going to pause it actually so we can see the finale of this when we're done. All right, so again, 30-12 for the season. Please listen, right? Take Birmingham to win outright. And then if you want to do the spread, we both agree Birmingham will win by at least 5. The over under, it's going to be under. It's going to be. They're not that good, these teams in general. It's USFL. Like you got to really temper yourself. So that's what we're saying, buddy. What are you gonna say before we wrap up? You want to talk about? I'll talk about the new show. You can talk about anything else.
Yeah. Join us Sunday evening if you're not busy watching the USFL championship game. You can tune in to our show, Legit Paranormal, at 7:05. We'll bring back Maine's own near-death experience survivor, author, and I believe he's a minister, Peter Panagore. We want to call him Pete Panagore, but we'll see how that works. But join us live at 7:05 as always.
Nice. Also, on Tuesdays we've debuted our new show, Legit Paranormal Vacation Planners. We've done Providence, and then we did New Hampshire.
Yeah, I think we're gonna skip over the pond this week, Mike.
Okay.
Take a journey east, maybe.
Yeah, it's me, you, and it's Elise G.
Elise G. Yeah, she brings a good historical and paranormal perspective to the show, so it should be pretty good.
It's always good when you surround yourself with people smarter than you.
Right, and she has a lot of good ideas.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, takes the pressure off to come up with shit if she's.
Well, she's excited about it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because she can see it. Like, again, when you plant something, right? It doesn't look great. It's like green. It's just like, whatever. And then you have to keep at it, and then it grows. That's my metaphor. Like Norm Macdonald said, he goes, you can't lead it. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. He said, well, what the fuck? What does that mean? You know how you can give somebody the tools they need, but they have to use it for themselves. And he's like, why the fuck didn't you say that? Why are you gonna bring a horse into this? All right, so guys, this was a one-of-a-kind show. You will remember this. When this is done, I'm going to watch myself pin Buddy Money Thayer for the championship, because what he's not admitting is I'm still in the goddamn match, and I started it. I was the first guy out there. My guy's still in there. He's still hanging in there. Somehow he still made it through. Dum Dum's gone. Guys are gone. We're going to see what's going to happen. So, for Buddy Money Thayer, it's me, Mike Larry King, Mike L. This was Legit USFL, brought to you by legitpodcast.com. Do us a favor, like the videos, hit the like button, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We're out. We'll see you for our next show, hopefully Sunday morning. We might do football, I don't know, but if not, it'll be paranormal that night.